There comes a moment when you realize your emotions are not helping you anymore. They're controlling you. The anger, the overthinking, the need to react, to prove something, to win every moment. And deep down, you're tired. Tired of feeling everything so strongly and still getting nowhere. But what if I told you, you don't need to feel less? You just need to control it. You wake up already thinking messages you haven't replied to, things you said yesterday, things you should have said. Your mind just doesn't stop. And then something small happens. Someone ignores you. Someone talks to you with a tone. Something doesn't go your way, and suddenly your mood is gone. Your whole day shifts. You replay it again and again. You imagine arguments in your head. You feel disrespected, even if nothing really happened. And it's exhausting, because you don't want to be like this. You don't want to react to everything. You don't want your peace to depend on other people. But somehow, it keeps happening. Promise. Here's the truth. You don't need to become emotionless. You don't need to become cold in a bad way. You just need to become unshaken, calm in chaos, still in pressure, in control, no matter what happens. That's what real discipline is. And once you understand this, everything changes. There's a kind of strength most people don't talk about. It's not loud. It doesn't show off. It doesn't try to prove anything. It's quiet. It's the ability to stay calm when everything inside you wants to react. Because reacting is easy. Anyone can raise their voice. Anyone can send that message. Anyone can argue, defend, explain. But staying calm, that takes power, real power. Think about this. Have you ever said something in anger and then regretted it later? Of course you have. We all have. In that moment, it feels right. It feels justified. But later, when the emotion fades, you see it clearly. You realize you didn't need to react like that. And that's where most people lose, not in big moments, but in small emotional reactions, repeated every day. There was a guy, let's call him Allie. Allie worked hard. He showed up every day. But one thing kept ruining everything for him, his reactions. If his boss criticized him, he got defensive. If a coworker made a comment, he took it personally. If something didn't go his way, he got frustrated. And slowly, people started stepping back from him. Not because he wasn't good, but because he wasn't calm. But one day, his boss told him something simple. You're good, but you're not stable. That hit him hard, because deep down, he knew it was true. And this is where things change. Allie didn't try to work harder. He worked on his reactions. He started pausing just a few seconds before responding. And it felt strange at first, because his mind was still loud, still reacting, but he didn't act on it. And slowly, those few seconds became control. Here's something most people don't realize. You don't control your first emotion, but you control what happens next. That small gap between feeling and action. That's where your power is. And most people give it away. Imagine this. You send a message. They don't reply. Your mind starts talking. They're ignoring me. They don't respect me. Say something. And now you're ready to react. But what if you didn't? What if you just let it be? No message, no reaction, no assumption, just silence. That's silence. That's control. Being calm doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't let feelings control your actions. That's the difference. Let me tell you another story. There was a girl named Sarah. She cared a lot about people, about relationships, about being understood. But that became her weakness. If someone pulled away, she chased. If someone changed, she questioned. If someone hurt her, she reacted. And every time, she lost a little bit of herself. One day, she stopped. Not because she didn't care anymore, but because she was tired. Tired of giving energy to people who didn't value it. So she made one simple change. She stopped reacting immediately. No long texts, no emotional replies, no chasing, just calm distance. And something strange happened. People started respecting her more, not because she changed who she was, but because she controlled how she responded. But here's the truth. This isn't easy. Your mind will fight you. It will tell you, say something. Don't let it go. Prove your point. But not every battle needs to be fought, and not every feeling needs to be expressed. And this is where most people stay stuck. They think reacting equals strength. But real strength is choosing not to react. There's a moment right before you lose control. Your heart beats faster. Your thoughts speed up. Your emotions rise. That moment is your test. Most people fail it. They speak, they act, they react, and then they regret. But if you can just pause just for a few seconds, you win. But here's what changes everything. Once you learn to stay calm, you start seeing things differently. You realize not everything is about you. Not every comment is an attack. Not every silence is disrespect. Not every situation needs your energy. And suddenly, life feels lighter. You stop overthinking every little thing. You stop chasing closure. You stop needing to respond to everything because you understand something powerful. Your peace is more important than your reaction. There's another story. A man sitting in traffic, late, frustrated, angry. Someone cuts him off, and instantly he reacts. Horns, shouting, stress. His whole mood is gone. Now compare that to another man in the same situation, same traffic, same delay, but he stays calm. He knows getting angry won't change anything, so he lets it go. Same situation, different response, different life. Your life isn't just shaped by what happens. It's shaped by how you respond. And this is where discipline comes in. Not gym discipline, not waking up early, but emotional discipline. The ability to control yourself when it matters most. Being cold doesn't mean being heartless. It means being unaffected by things that don't deserve your energy. It means not letting small things disturb your peace. It means not reacting just because you feel something. You can care without losing control. You can feel without reacting. You can be strong without being loud. And once you reach this level, people notice, not because you say anything, but because you don't. You don't argue, you don't chase, you don't react emotionally, and that silence speaks louder than anything. But let's be real. You will slip sometimes. You will react. You will feel overwhelmed. That's okay. This isn't about being perfect. It's about getting better, one moment at a time. Next time something happens, pause. Just pause. Don't reply instantly. Don't react immediately. Give yourself space, because in that space, you become stronger. Over time, your mind gets quieter. Your reactions get slower. Your control gets stronger. And things that used to bother you don't even matter anymore. That's when you know you've changed. Not because life got easier, but because you became stronger. Ending powerful. One day, you'll notice something different. The things that used to shake you don't move you anymore. The people who used to trigger you don't affect you anymore. The situations that once stressed you feel small. And in that moment, you'll realize you're in control now. Not your emotions, not other people, not circumstances. You, calm, still unshaken. And that's real power. If this spoke to you, if you felt something real here, consider subscribing. Because this journey, it's not easy. But you don't have to walk it alone.